This is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news this afternoon, it is finally Election Day. Voters across the country are heading to the polls to cast their ballots in one of the most divisive elections ever. Some in the Northeast started as early as midnight to vote. The candidates are now stepping away from the campaign trail, voting this morning, and preparing for tonight's events after the polls will close. ABC's Adrian Bankert and Kenneth Moton have the latest from campaign headquarters in New York City. We begin with Adrian.
Good afternoon. We did the math. Hillary Clinton was voting in her local polling place about 4 hours after she returned home. Later tonight, she will be on the stage behind me, win or lose, with the world watching.
Hillary Clinton's historic vote for herself. The presidential candidate and former President Bill Clinton surrounded by cameras and supporters as they cast their ballots in Chappaqua, New York.
It is the most humbling feeling, Dan, because, I know how much responsibility goes with this.
Little rest for Clinton, who touched down around 3 a.m. after a whirlwind final day on the trail in several battleground states.
I'll do the very best I can if I'm fortunate enough to win today.
To relieve some Election Day tension, the Clinton campaign struck a pose for the latest internet craze, the Mannequin Challenge. The campaign saying, don't stand still, vote today.
And it's expected to be standing room only here at the Javits Center, where you can see behind me, crews are getting ready for tonight's election party. Clinton, her family, and campaign staff will all watch the results roll in right here in Manhattan. Reporting live here from Clinton election headquarters, Kenneth Moton, ABC News. Now to my colleague, Adrian Bankert, who's following the Trump campaign.
Thank you, Kenneth. Yes, we're right outside of Trump election night headquarters, the Republican nominee ending his campaign with a big battleground push. And now he's here in Manhattan awaiting poll results after casting his own ballot.
The Republican nominee dropping his ballot at this elementary school in Manhattan.
It's been interesting to
joining millions of voters in New York and across the country who will decide whether Mr. Trump will be greeted as Mr. President. This couple in Pennsylvania is hoping he wins.
If he doesn't insult the entire world, if he sticks to the business, I think maybe he can change the country around, hopefully.
I just don't trust Hillary.
Trump finishing off a long campaign with this late-night rally in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where thousands cheered their nominee.
Today is our Independence Day.
And in a Fox News interview, Trump did say that he had some regrets, but he is still extremely confident that he will win big in several key states. His big election night party is tonight at the Hilton Hotel Midtown. Adrian Bankert, ABC News, New York.
Adrian, thank you. Here on the Suncoast, voters have been heading out to the polls all morning long. It could even be a record turnout here in Sarasota County. Supervisor of Elections Kathy Dent says Election Day has been incredible so far. She says they've had about a 61% voter turnout so far, with about 185,000 people hitting the polls. Now, in the last presidential election, that voter turnout was 75%. The record is 81%. We may break that tonight. We were able to catch up with some voters to see how they felt about this year's election season.
People concerned about it, very concerned. I just pray to God everything works out fine.
But that it will be turning out okay.
Kathy Dent advising anyone who has not voted yet to go early in the afternoon if possible, because the lines are expected to get longer as we get closer to that 7 p.m. deadline. Besides the presidency, Floridians will also vote on whether Senator Marco Rubio should serve a second term in the Senate. The incumbent is facing Democratic U.S. Representative Patrick Murphy. Voters will also pick at least 8 new U.S. House members in Florida. There are also 4 constitutional amendments on the ballot, one on solar energy, another that would legalize the use of medical marijuana, a tax exemption for disabled first responders, and a homestead tax exemption for certain low-income seniors. In Venice, voters will have to decide on a new city leader. Incumbent Mayor John Hollick is running for re-election, but he faces some competition from blogger Frankie Abruzino, who wants controllable and sustainable growth and better management of the city budget. Mayor Hollick says he's also for sustainable growth and says he's helped balance the city budget. Council member seats 5, 6, and 7 are also on the ballot. today. In Manatee County, Bradenton's incumbent mayor, Wayne Poston, faces two challengers as he seeks a 5th consecutive term. Former Bradenton Deputy Police Chief Warren Merriman and Eleuterio Salazar are also on the ballot. Poston says he's helped lower the city's crime rate and has helped with projects like the Bradenton Riverwalk and keeping the pirates in the city for spring training. Merriman has 18 years of experience with the police department, and he wants to improve efforts to combat the heroin epidemic. Salazar has experience working with the school district and is looking to help the impoverished areas of the city. And if you still have to vote today, the polls will be open until 7 o'clock tonight in both Sarasota and Manatee counties. You can check with your elections office to find your polling place specifically. And remember to bring a valid ID and proof of signature with you. Both Sarasota County Area Transit and Manatee County Area Transit are all offering free bus rides on this election day. Be sure to watch ABC 7 throughout the day and night for the latest election news and results. We'll bring you continuous coverage on our website, social media accounts, and newscast throughout the evening and even into the early morning hours. Hope everyone is getting out to vote today. It's a great day to do that here on the Suncoast.
Very exciting.
Huh?
Yeah, it is. Beautiful weather. I mean, it's cooperating nicely, really across the country. I think turnout is going to be amazing. Certainly nothing in the way of weather that's going to inhibit anything today. It's great. Maybe around the Louisiana, Texas area, there might be a few showers or thunderstorms, but nothing that's going to be a big problem.
Certainly motivation.
There's certainly
get to the polls, isn't
there?
Yeah,
absolutely. And boy, there's I think a lot of people going to turn out today.
I think you're right.
It's awesome. It really makes you feel great to be American, right?
Yep.
Absolutely does. Looking at some nice weather out there, Lakewood Ranch webcam put into motion shows some blue skies and a few fair weather clouds that have moved in from time to time. A lot of high clouds out there and some mid-level clouds also kind of streaming in. I don't think we're going to see much from these clouds, though, in the way of any kind of rainfall today. The atmosphere is still pretty dry. In fact, we started off with dew points this morning in the 50s, upper 50s. So that was kind of nice. Added kind of a cool, crisp feel to the air this morning. Titan radar scanning across the state, not showing much in our neck of the woods. Now, there are a few scattered showers over on the Atlantic coast. And yes, they may see a drop or two of drizzle, but they're not going to see much in the way of any kind of heavy rainfall. And not one of those showers that moves onshore on the Atlantic coast has any chance whatsoever of making it into our neck of the woods. We remain high and dry with a daytime high about where we were yesterday in the mid-80s. And as we head into the evening, we'll see those temperatures drop off nicely into the lower 80s. Should be a beautiful evening to catch a sunset outside. Tomorrow, we have a cold front of sorts working its way closer to us. It's going to change our weather a little bit. We'll talk about what the effect will be on our weather coming up in just a few. Scott.
All right, John, thank you so much. Sarasota County commissioners are discussing the beach erosion problem on Manasota Key today. Commissioners will look at ways to address that problem and if the county should join with Charlotte County for a beach renourishment project on Manasota Key. The two commissions recently held a joint meeting to talk about the issue. A two-county approach could save on costs to complete the project and would increase eligibility for state funding. County commissioners also going over proposed changes to impact fee ordinances today. The county currently collects 9 impact fees from new developments to use for roads, education, law enforcement, other needs in the county. Current fees are based on studies from 2006 and 2007, but in an updated report released last month, the new study recommends increasing those impact fees on developers. Commissioners are scheduled to go over the report and consider the changes later this afternoon. Officers and other staff members with Sarasota Police Department will soon see an increase in their pay. City commissioners in Sarasota approving retroactive pay raises going back as far as 2014. Personnel will receive a 3% increase in pay from 2014 to 15, while criminalists will begin a new pay schedule. This is the first raise for officers in 8 years. The Southwest Florida chapter of the Florida Police Benevolent Association must still sign off on the agreement before those changes go into effect. In Palmetto, a proposed development is causing some mixed reactions. City commissioners voting 3-2 yesterday to approve a new development off Haven Boulevard. The Sarasota Herald Tribune reporting developer Riviera West wants to build a 7-story high-rise with 150 residential units. Commissioners who oppose the plan say it's too intense for that area. That developers must still provide the city with a final site plan within about 3 years. All month long, we're taking a look at how the Suncoast will change and evolve over the next 20 years as part of our series, Suncoast 2037. Today, we're taking a look at Cortez Village. The fishing industry has been an integral part of Cortez and its growth for decades. Karen Bell is the owner of Starfish Company Market and Restaurant and AP Bell Fish Company. She says there's a need for small fishing communities and there's room for growth and improvement all the time. She says there's a bright future for the fishing industry with help from local and state laws.
I think Florida's fishing industry is going to continue in a really strong, positive direction, primarily because the government of the U.S. were really good at monitoring and watching the harvest. And so they watch and make sure that we don't over-harvest, and therefore that kind of ensures that we'll have a good future.
Bell says people can help the fishing industry grow by helping support commercial fishermen who catch and help distribute seafood all over the world. Time now to head over to the kitchen for the first time, see what's cooking for lunch today. We're joined by Chef Mark from Painter's Palette on North Tamiami Trail in Sarasota. And Chef Mark, thanks for being here today. What are you going to be fixing for us today?
I'm going to make lobster and scallop Thai French fusion.
All right, sounds delicious. We'll see the chef in just a little bit, see how that meal comes together. We'll be right back.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Batteries Plus bulbs keep stacks of batteries for cars, cell phones, watches, plus light bulbs for lamps, can lights, and appliances right on hand. Did I mention we also repair smartphones? Batteries Plus bulbs. Trust the plus. Visit Batteries Plus bulbs today.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Currently, we're looking at a very comfortable temperature outside, 83 degrees. Now, we'll top it off today just a little above average, just like we did yesterday. However, check out the dew points, 57-degree dew point. That's pretty darn comfortable. And you add that into the air temperature, and the humidity is only at 41%. So even if the temperatures are running a little bit warm, the air still feels very comfortable. Mix of sun and clouds outside should lead to a very nice afternoon to be out and about. 78 degrees, Wauchula, Myakka, Arcadia at 79, 78 in Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, and Northport, as well as Punta Gorda. A little closer to the coast, we've got 77 degrees in Inglewood, 78 in Venice, and Longboat Key coming in at 77 degrees. So it's a nice day. These temperatures that you see along the coastline, 77, 78, like that, that will probably be our high temperature in a couple of days. Once a front moves through, shifts our winds around and draws down some slightly cooler air. We had some very dry air over the weekend. Obviously, that was gone. Yesterday, we saw some fair weather clouds around. These turquoise colors in our water vapor imagery show you the moisture content at mid, upper levels of the atmosphere. The turquoise colors indicating a little bit more moisture. The tan colors showing the very dry air. We have some of these high clouds that are moving across the state of Florida, and some mid-level clouds as well, that are being signaled by these little patches of turquoise that move on through. Now, it's a kind of blow-off from showers and thunderstorms at a low-pressure area that are occurring back in the western sections of Gulf waters, and a frontal boundary that's carving its way toward us. We'll be here tomorrow, probably tomorrow evening. Behind that, you'll notice some drier air indicated there by the tan. That's in store for us as we head into Thursday, Friday, probably Saturday as well. So some changes coming up in the forecast. High pressure has been our dominant weather feature yesterday and today. Winds around it coming in out of the east, providing us with some very comfortable temperatures. Frontal boundary back to the west, and a little area of low pressure developing on that frontal boundary will produce showers and thunderstorms for the Louisiana Delta region. I don't think that we'll see a lot of rainfall with this system. The low pressure area itself should still wear north of us, and the frontal boundary as it sinks southward will lose a lot of its punch. So we'll be looking today for a sun cloud mix, some gusty winds around, particularly during the evening and overnight hours as that frontal boundary kind of plows into that big ridge of high pressure sitting over the eastern seaboard. But dry skies, I don't think we'll see much in the way of rainfall here, unlike the other coasts where maybe you get a little spot of rain from time to time, as we talked about. You can see the effect of that low pressure area back to the west of us along the northern Gulf Coast, producing some showers there, moving into the Panhandle. This really is about the only place in the United States where there's inclement weather right now. And most of this is out in Gulf waters. I think that's where most of it will stay as well, in the Gulf waters. As the whole system approaches us, it'll tend to fall apart. And so consequently, I think tomorrow, 20% chance of showers late in the day is probably generous. Looking at Titan radar now, not a drop of rain around this afternoon. Forecast for boaters looks pretty good. This afternoon, a 5 to 10 knot wind will be increasing, getting kind of breezy as well. You might get a light chop to start with, but we'll end up the day with a moderate chop, I think, as we head into the evening. Tomorrow, that 20% chance of showers with increasing clouds, then breezy Thursday as the cooler air arrives, and it should be a delightful couple of days with daytime high temperatures in the upper 70s. Scott?
Outstanding. Thank you, John. A no-cost medical clinic happens this weekend in Manatee County. Last year, the same event helped more than 1,100 people in the area. And here to tell us more is the principal organizer of this year's clinic, Dr. Richard Connard. Dr. Connard, thank you so much for being with us today. What kind of medical services will be offered at this weekend's clinic?
Yes, the overall healthcare services will include medical, dental, and visual, and we've got about 27 booths of health education that'll occur. All the age and gender appropriate studies will be available medically. Usually in an event like this, the dental and the visual are by far the greatest demand, because those are services that are not part of our Affordable Care Act.
Well, we know finding affordable medical care for many people is a challenge. So who will best benefit the most from this clinic this weekend?
This clinic will be benefited by those who are basically underserved and those who are medically indigent.
And we know there's high numbers, unfortunately, here in the area, right?
In Manatee County, a recent study showed that upwards to 41% of our population literally qualifies to need the type of care that we'll be doing this weekend.
Well, Doctor, I know you're relying on many volunteers from the area's medical community. Are you still looking for some volunteers in a specific field to help out?
I am. I need more dentists to be helpful to us. We're getting a lot of nice last-minute responses to that, but anybody that knows a dentist or is a dentist, please come and be helpful to us.
Yeah, we know dental health is so important to our overall health, right?
Oh, indeed it is.
Yeah.
Something else for this event that we're expanding from last year is we're doing a half a day of veterinary. We found that a lot of these same people have small animals that literally never see a veterinarian. So we're having a veterinarian day, and are set up to take care of about 500 animals.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah. Let's show people all the information they need to know. That vet clinic is on Thursday, but this medical clinic starts Friday and it runs through Sunday. Begins 6 a.m. on Friday, November 11th, and it all happens at Manatee Technical College. Dr. Connor, thank you so much for being here and letting us know about this, and thank you for what you're doing and helping so many people in our community get some medical care this weekend.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure. Coming up next in Donnie Be Fit, a Suncoast man uses fitness to make a complete transformation of his body and of his life. We'll show you where and why he started this journey. That's next.
Our dad is an incredible man, a great father, and a hero who served his country well. He worked hard to take care of us. Now we take care of Dad with the help of Granny Nannies.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Enjoy fine wine, craft beer, and delicious foods, all while supporting a great cause at the 15th Annual Suncoast Food and Wine Festival, Saturday, November 12th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. Taste hundreds of wines from around the world and sample cuisine from the area's finest restaurants. Watch live cooking demonstrations from local chefs and take part in a silent auction to bid on creative prize packages that will delight any foodie or wine connoisseur. The event will feature live music by Kettle of Fish. There's free parking, and all proceeds benefit a variety of local charities and Rotary Club projects. Don't miss this year's Suncoast Food and Wine Festival, Saturday, November 12th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
Granny Nannies. We've been making house calls for over 25 years. When you need home health care services, there really is no place like home.
Grandma! A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Author Malcolm Gladwell calls it a tipping point, and that point for Mike Fox was when he was tipping the scales at well over 300 pounds. In today's Donnie Be Fit, ABC 7's Don Brennan visited Fox to see his physical transformation. Don?
Scott, it all started with health issues, which ran in his family, and so too did weight problems. And all of a sudden the light went off. Mike finally said, enough is enough. Bad knees seem to follow the Fox family men around like bad pennies, but so too does excess weight.
I'm 52 now, and yeah, bad joints is definitely an issue in my family, as is being overweight. History of knee problems go back in my family. My father's had 2 knee replacements. My grandfather's had 5.
As the owner of a BG Automotive Products franchise, Fox's main concern was building his business, and we all know how time-consuming that is.
Being on the road quite a bit, a lot of fast food, a lot of stress eating. I ended up getting up to about 320 pounds.
320 pounds did not help his achy knees, so they would have to be replaced. But there was a silver lining. He was told he had to lose weight for the surgery.
I managed to lose 60 pounds, not by exercising, just by eating right, because I couldn't move.
While recovering after the surgery, the weight came back.
At around 300 pounds, I was golfing at a company outing in Naples, and I saw a picture of me on the 18th green at Tiburon. and I didn't quite recognize myself. After that weekend, I said, I cannot go on like this.
Fox went over to the Heron Creek Fitness Center and he ran into one of his doctors who told him of a physical trainer who might be of help. It turned out to be a training marriage made in heaven.
You can feel people out on the interview process of how ready they are to make change, and you can tell when someone's going to be very successful and when they're not really serious, and he was definitely serious, so it was a recipe for success right off the bat.
He trained with Callie for 2 years, 3 days a week, and they worked on his diet as well. He bought into what Callie was and is asking from him.
When you meld them together, then you get to a common goal. It's just go from there. So, and he's just grabbed onto it with both hands and did exactly what I needed him to do.
Now at a reshaped 240 pounds and fresh off a glowing report from his doctor, Fox knows there's still work to be done, but at least now he knows he has a support system to fall back on.
I feel a lot more energy, very involved. I feel happier, and hopefully my wife is a little prouder to be seen with me in public than she used to be.
Well, he himself had 2 knee replacements. That was the impetus for losing the weight. And of course, if you're going to do this undertaking, you should talk to a doctor first about a weight loss program and make sure he gives you a green light. But each long journey starts with one small step, and he took that step, and he's still stepping around.
Oh, he looks great.
Yeah. It is, and he knows, like, he's not done.
Right.
So the journey's not over, but it's definitely changed his life and his lifestyle, which is the start.
Yeah, it's wonderful to see. And inspiration, I'm sure, to many others who saw this report and who maybe have met him and thought, wow, what a transformation. I can do that too.
Exactly. That's exactly it, he said. And to anybody who does it, just do it. Take that first step. No matter how sore you are the next day, no matter how hard it is, take that first step and you'll be happy you did it.
Keep at it. All right. Don, thank you so much. We'll be right back with more news.
The Crystal Classic International Sand Sculpting Festival on Siesta Beach, November 11th through 15th, with 24 of the world's best sand sculptors. Bring the family for new hands-on kids activities, live music, food, sand sculpting lessons, and more. See SiestaKeyCrystalClassic.com for details.
ABC 7's official Suncoast Hurricane Guide arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit. Download yours today at mysuncoast.com.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Alex Karras Lincoln's holiday sales event is here. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $269 per month, or a 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41. Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Come see the Crystal Classic International Sand Sculpting Festival November 11th through 15th on Siesta Beach. Check out the Crystal Classic Party Tent, produced by Siesta Key Chamber of Commerce and Moat Marine. Details including remote parking via SCAD. Visit SiestaKeyCrystalClassic.com.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Topping our news this half hour, security has been a topic of concern this election season after several states reported attempts of hacking into voter registry databases. ABC's Brian Ross has the latest on that threat.
The system is rigged. System is rigged, folks. It's all rigged. We're in a rigged system.
The system is totally rigged and broken.
Cybersecurity experts have long warned about how simple it would be to mess with individual electronic voting booths.
It would be very easy for someone to put a piece of malware on this type of device, especially if these cards are not encrypted, and while they're voting, manipulate the card to either plant embedded code on one of these devices or multiply the number of votes they're actually submitting.
There's no evidence any such rigging has ever taken place. But at least 4 states, including Illinois, have had their voter registration rolls targeted or scanned.
We're highly confident that nothing was added, nothing was deleted, nothing was altered.
But officials are concerned the scanning by hackers in Russia or elsewhere may have been just a preparation for today.
There have been a variety of scanning activities, which is a preamble for potential intrusion activities.
And security experts say the aim could be to cause confusion, hitting targets other than the voting systems themselves.
Organizations could hack into a social media system, could begin posting inaccurate or misleading information regarding the election, trying to undermine confidence in our election system.
That's Brian Ross reporting. Today, the candidates taking some time to cast their own ballots. Donald Trump finishing up voting at his polling place in Manhattan alongside his wife Melania within the last couple of hours. He did not speak to reporters, but he stopped to buy some cookies from a boy selling them outside. Hillary Clinton voted earlier this morning near her home in Chappaqua, New York, with former President Bill Clinton. She says voting with her friends and neighbors made her very happy.
You know, I know how much responsibility goes with this, and so many people are counting on the outcome of this election, what it means for our country.
Vice President Joe Biden, along with vice presidential candidates Mike Pence and Tim Kaine, also all hit the polls this morning. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton have been hitting the ground hard to get last-minute support, campaigning into the early morning hours last night, along with their families. Voters have been paying close attention to who has been joining them on the campaign trail. In an ABC poll, more voters say they believe Trump's family has been a greater asset than Clinton's family this campaign season. The Trump family leads the candidates Clinton's 46 to 41% in that question asked by pollers. It has been a long-standing tradition to have family members join the candidates on the trail and vouch for them and their abilities to lead the nation.
We get a sense of who they are through their children, through their spouse. We want to get a human connection to that individual. Families give us that connection.
However, political analysts say it's the candidates' children like Ivanka Trump and Chelsea Clinton who have helped show a different side to the candidates that voters might not have otherwise seen. And the Clinton campaign finding some time late last night to get in on the mannequin challenge craze. If you haven't seen one yet, people freeze in place, creating a scene that looks like mannequins. Along with Hillary Clinton on the flight back to New York last night, John Bon Jovi and his guitar, campaign ads, and the former President Bill Clinton, all frozen in place for several seconds. It ends with a message that includes, "Don't stand still, vote today." There it is. Meanwhile, the current president is continuing a tradition he started on the day he was first elected back in 2008. President Obama playing a pickup game of basketball with some friends this morning at Fort McNair in Washington, D.C. He played for about an hour before heading back to the White House, where he plans to spend the rest of his day. The president does not plan on making an in-person statement on the election results tonight, but may release a written statement. On the day of his re-election in 2012, the president's basketball teammates included former Chicago Bulls star Scottie Pippen. Good way to start any day. A little workout Get your mind off some big events that might be happening, huh?
Man, can you imagine? It all comes to one day.
It does.
That's something. Well, we'll see what tomorrow brings. It'll be interesting. I don't know how I'm going to go to sleep tonight.
You know, no matter who wins, the sun will rise tomorrow morning.
The sun will rise, no doubt about it, and I will be here with it. It's a nice day outside. We're looking at some beautiful, beautiful weather with just some fair weather clouds moving through, and only a few mid-level clouds as well. I don't see any rain in today's forecast. The Van Wezel webcam showing those few fair weather clouds crossing over the Ringling Bridge. Excuse me. We have across the area scanning radar, not showing a drop of rain in our neck of the woods. You will notice a few showers over on the other coast. You know, we have that strong northeasterly wind flow again. It's been like 3-4 weeks of northeasterly wind, and it picks up moisture off the Atlantic and helps to create a few of those showers, but they die out as soon as they hit the land, so we're not going to see any of that action. 85 degrees I'll go with for a daytime high today. We'll have a very, very pretty evening, it looks like, with some beautiful sunsets, I would imagine, with those clouds out there. And as far as the next couple of days go, well, we do have a cold front approaching tomorrow, and that will change the weather up a little bit. We'll talk all about that in a sec. Back to you, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. The city of Orlando plans to buy the Pulse nightclub and eventually convert that site of the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history into a memorial. It's a $2.25 million deal. Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer says the site should probably remain as is for the next 12 to 18 months, as it has become a gathering place for mourners. He says the city will reach out to the community for advice on how plans for that memorial should move forward. A massive tornado and heavy rain struck central Italy on Sunday. Here's amateur video filmed north of Rome showing the twister hitting power lines, which then explode into a flash. The extreme weather killed 2 people. Dozens more were injured. And a huge sinkhole in Japan swallows a major road and is exposing underground steel columns in the Japanese city of Fukuoka. I hope I said that right. That's in southern Japan. The sinkhole is currently filled with water that seeped in from sewage pipes. No injuries have been reported. Nearby work has been going on underground to extend a subway tunnel, which may have contributed to this happening. Nearby residents have been evacuated. Time to get back to the kitchen now. John is there with our guest today, Chef Mark from Painter's Palette in Sarasota. Guys?
I'll tell you, I have seen some plate presentations in my life, but wait till you see the finished product that Mark is going to create for us today. It's gorgeous, absolutely fantastic. You're cooking up a Thai dish, you say, Mark? By the way, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, me too. We're making a Thai and French fusion lobster and scallop ravioli with a French sour cream sauce and a gratin dauphinois.
Ah, that sounds fantastic. Say that again. A gratin à?
Un gratin dauphinois.
Ah, you love the French. That's fantastic. Are you classically French trained as a chef? Is that your background?
No, I don't have any cooking background.
Okay, you just
in my kitchen.
Just took it up.
So, yep.
Well, excellent. It looks absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
I don't know how you got this kind of knowledge, but man, it looks amazing. So tell us what you're cooking for us today.
All right, so I prepped that already this morning.
And what is this?
It's
that's the filling?
Yes, lobster meat. You want to put a good amount of sea scallops so it doesn't keep some moist in your ravioli. And you have some black mushroom, a little bit of onion, celery, brown sugar, black pepper, sesame oil, soy sauce, sweet soy sauce, and some garlic, a little bit of lime. All that mixed together.
Wonderful flavors there. So you have 2 different types of soy sauce, you say? Sweet and
thin soy sauce and sweet soy sauce for the salty and sweet balance.
Show us how you do it.
All right. So you have those wonton wrap. Put a little bit of.
And all this you mix together. You mix together all those ingredients just in like a food processor or something like that.
Yes.
Right.
All right.
And so it's one on top of another. These are the wonton wraps that I guess you can make them yourself.
A little wet.
Okay.
All right. Make sure it's nice.
How do you keep from getting bubbles inside the ravioli when you? Sometimes when I've made ravioli, I get the bubble inside there, and then when you put it in the water, it just like explodes. You know? What's the secret there?
It won't. Just
if you do it right, it won't.
I guess so.
That's the way it goes. Okay.
All right. And then you want to boil that a little bit.
Mhm.
Don't overcook it.
Okay. How long does it usually take? Do you want to put it in boiling water or just warm simmering water?
In not too boily.
Okay.
A little bit warm.
So you're more like like you're poaching it almost.
Yes.
Okay. And then how do you know when it's done? Does it turn color or something?
No. It's gonna get a little soft like that. Not too. And then you want maybe about 2 minutes. That's
2
good
minutes,
enough.
something like
Yep,
that?
yep.
Is this
And
one
then
of these things where if you had a whole big pot of boiling water, it would float to the top when it was done? Or
No.
No, it's not like that.
It's not.
Okay.
And then that gives you time to make your sauce at the same time. So
Mhm.
I use a sour cream from Guatemala.
Okay.
It's a little better than the other sour cream.
We've got about 30 seconds left.
All right. I want to put some lobster base. A little bit of lime. Don't add any salt because all that is already salty. A little bit of pepper. And you have your sauce
And
right
that's
here.
it. Awesome. Now, where is your restaurant, Chef?
It's Painter's Palette. It's across the, North Miami, across the street from the Ringling School.
Okay, in that kind of little strip?
In the little plaza.
Yeah,
yes.
right. Okay, awesome. We'll look for that. So then it's all done. You just plate it up. We have the finished product over here. It looks absolutely
Yes.
spectacular.
When you make your gratin dauphinois, you want to boil the potato with a little bit of milk. That gives keep the potato a little moist and extra flavor.
Makes it like a pudding. I can't
Yes.
wait to try this. Recipe is on our website, or you can just go to the chef's restaurant and have it in person delivered to your table. Chef, thanks so very much for coming in today.
You're
Really
welcome.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much. My
It's
pleasure.
A pleasure. Can't wait. Hand me a fork. We'll be right back.
The all-new mysuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
The celebration is heating up and the prices just keep getting better during the Jeep Celebration event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of Jeep Grand Cherokees or get big savings on a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999. Stop by today and drive away in a brand new Jeep Compass for just $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Batteries Plus bulbs keep stacks of batteries for cars, cell phones, watches, plus light bulbs for lamps, can lights, and appliances right on hand. Did I mention we also repair smartphones? Batteries Plus bulbs. Trust the plus. Visit Batteries Plus bulbs today.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Current air temperature rather toasty out there at 83 degrees and the dew point value at 57, making it feel pretty comfortable, despite the fact that we have temperatures that today will top out above average. With a dew point value in the 50s, it feels very comfortable, and a little bit of fair weather cloudiness as well should give the sunset some very nice background to paint the beautiful pictures on, beautiful colors. High pressure, the dominant feature over the eastern seaboard, nosing down into the state of Florida, providing us with rain-free conditions. Have a few scattered showers over on the other coast, but the rains really are falling back to the west. Along this frontal boundary, the potential exists for some showers, but most particularly around Louisiana Delta region. That's where the biggest chance for thunderstorm activity would be. And even there, we're not looking at any kind of severe weather. Winds around this area of high pressure continue to provide a northeasterly to easterly flow of air. And what that means is that for us today, we'll have a sun-cloud mix. Could get some gusty winds, especially later in the afternoon and into the evening, but dry skies. Despite the fact that we do have a little fair weather cloudiness out there, we're not going to see anything in the way of shower activity. On the other coast, you might get a sprinkle or two, but that's about it. Those showers tending to die out as soon as they make it over land, and their moisture supply, i.e. the Atlantic Ocean, is gone. When the showers get over the land, they're so thin, top showers, that they just basically dissipate. Showers back to the west will not, I think, be a big problem for us. Most of that remains well to our north and tends to dissipate as that frontal boundary gets closer to the state of Florida. We today look for a very nice afternoon with little rain chance, just those clouds in the evening. And as I said, they should reflect some of the beautiful colors of the sunset. Should be a nice sunset. We'll look for winds, as I mentioned, to get a little bit gusty a little bit later on this afternoon, coming in off of the east, off of the Atlantic, out of the east. And as we head through the overnight, the winds should remain kind of high, but then by tomorrow morning, start to die down just a little bit once again. So that evening surge of stronger winds leading to probably a moderate shock, maybe even some near advisory conditions for coastal waters. Tropics are still, of course, in our minds as the hurricane season is not over yet, but I have to tell you the atmosphere right now is not set up for tropical development. We're looking at quiet conditions in the Atlantic and the Caribbean and even in the Gulf with this frontal boundary. So all in all, looking at a pretty quiet next 5 to 7 days. Northeast wind comes in this afternoon at about 5 to 10, but picks up with that surge as we showed you earlier at about 10 to 15, eventually 15 sustained during the overnight, leading to that moderate chop. But for the rest of the day, I think a light chop should just about do it. With 2 to 3 foot seas, water temperature now down to 74 degrees along the coastline. We had a high tide this morning. We have a low tide coming at about 2 o'clock, a little before 2 o'clock, so we're much closer to that low tide. And then the next high tide will come at 8:11 this evening. Forecast looks nice. We'll have a daytime high that tops out near 85 with a 20% chance of showers tomorrow, late in the day, if that. And then breezy on Thursday as some drier and somewhat cooler air moves in. And I think Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are going to be exquisite with daytime highs in the upper 70s and nighttime lows right around the 60 mark. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. The Suncoast has some amazing neighborhoods, and one of them features a park, mature trees, and it's close to everything. ABC 7's Linda Carson takes us to Sarasota's Arlington Park in a place we call home.
A plaque on one of Arlington Park's beloved oak trees honors Jack Gadsby for bringing this area together as a community. And what a community it is.
Arlington Park is one of the biggest neighborhoods in Sarasota. We have like 1,500 homes. We've got a great park that's over 10 acres. We've got the pond behind us, a brand new bridge.
And they've got an Olympic-sized swimming pool, popular indoor basketball courts, and tennis courts. And the park has beautiful nature trails.
The nature trails, we've tried to keep it very natural. We've let the old growth trees stay. We're working on planting some new trees for the ones that are getting older. It's a nice walking trail with a dog park, a small dog park, and a large dog park.
And a project is now underway to update the park.
And we're working on preserving the trees. We've also reduced the use of herbicide in the park.
Many of the homes in Arlington Park are older.
My house is actually built in the 50s, so I have one of the original homes built in this area. And there's still a lot of those left.
And right now, a lot of new homes are being built. Real estate is hot in Arlington Park.
Yeah, everyone's really wanting to move here now. Like a house would come on the market and it's literally gone that day.
And the Neighborhood Association is working hard to preserve the natural beauty of the area.
We're saving the old growth trees, and then we're also trying to get them to plant them into the streets so that we have canopy roads in the future.
The trees have always been a big part of the neighborhood.
So actually, a lot of these roads had trees in the middle of them. The roads were dirt.
The Neighborhood Association holds events to bring the community together.
We also just had a Porch Fest, which was local bands, and they played on people's porches. That was a great success.
The park ties the community together.
Yeah, we walk the park every day, and you get to know people by just saying hi and talking to them.
And many things go into making Arlington Park a great place to call home.
The neighbors, again, the park, the community, and we are just outside of the city, so we're really close to everything, yet we're a quiet community.
Arlington Park, a community with beautiful nature trails, an Olympic-sized swimming pool, and wonderful people. A great place to call home. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Linda, thank you so much. We'll be right back with entertainment news.
The all-new MySuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
Types of timber, cuts of meat, cooking times, temperatures, rubs, seasonings, sauces. You name it, they know it. That's what makes them who they are, Sonny's Pitmasters. And proud of it. Come get some baby back ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. On their own or paired with favorites like jalapeno cheddar hot links or pulled or sliced pork plus 2 sides and bread. Sonny's Barbecue. Local Pitmasters since '68.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School, serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Hello, I'm Jamie DiDomenico with Cool Today, Plumbing Today, and Energy Today. Here on the Suncoast, taking care of people is more than a slogan. It's a way of life. On Tuesday, November 15th, do your part and show that the Suncoast cares. Come by the Suncoast Blood Bank from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. and donate one or more of these important items needed by local organizations, including a life-saving blood donation. For more details, visit suncoastcares.org. That's Tuesday, November 15th from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Suncoast Blood Bank. See you there.
In entertainment news, a federal jury awards $3 million to a University of Virginia administrator who they concluded was defamed by Rolling Stone magazine. It all came about after that magazine wrote an article about an alleged gang rape at a fraternity house at UVA. Nicole Aramo claimed the 2014 article portrayed her as only wanting to protect the university. The jury found the magazine is responsible for libel with actual malice. Aramo testified she was distraught by the article in the days after its publication. Prince Harry's office has confirmed that American actress Meghan Markle is his girlfriend, issuing a strongly worded statement accusing the media of harassing her. In the highly unusual statement, Harry says he's worried about her safety and is deeply disappointed that he's not been able to protect her. The relationship between Harry and Markle had been the subject of media rumors and gossip over the past few weeks. The palace said Tuesday that the past week has seen a line crossed in the coverage of their relationship. Stranger Things is diving deeper into 80s nostalgia with its latest casting. Goonies star Sean Astin is joining the Netflix series for season 2, as is Paul Reiser, who played a villain in the 1986 sci-fi horror movie Aliens. Reiser will play a government doctor trying to contain the fallout from the events of season 1. Astin will play the manager of a local Radio Shack. Look for season 2 sometime next year. Well, it's taken decades, but we're now finally able to understand Chewbacca. Actor Peter Mayhew tweeted this footage from the making of The Empire Strikes Back, which is making the rounds online. He's heard talking from inside the suit. This isn't the first time we've been able to understand Chewie. A behind-the-scenes look at the original Star Wars also captured the Wookiee speaking instead of his typical howling. Stephen Curry set an NBA record with 13 three-pointers, one game after missing all of his long-range attempts for the first time in 2 years. The Golden State Warriors beating the winless New Orleans Pelicans 116-106 last night. Curry finished the game with 46 points 3 days after his league record streak of 157 games with at least one three-pointer was snapped when he went 0 for 10 on three-point tries in a loss to the Lakers. And it was pretty, I think anyone could have predicted after he comes off a bad game like that, the best shooter in the NBA is going to go nuts in that next game because he probably worked really hard at it.
I bet he did.
Yeah.
I bet he did. Well, I'm glad it worked out. Some nice weather, no rain. Enjoy it. Vote.
Get out and vote. We'll see you again at 5 o'clock.